But as it does warm up eventually, football should be on the horizon, but there is still no guarantee of a CFL season due to a current contract dispute. The CFL Players Association and the league have agreed to resume talks next Monday and Tuesday in Toronto. The Players Union says it will not sign an agreement unless the league agrees to pay out report and pass bonuses. Those bonuses are given when a player comes to training camp and passes their physical. And if a deal is not reached, the CFLPA has told its players not to report to training camps. Danielle Smith with Global News Radio 770 CHQR joins us to talk more about it. I guess this one could get pretty ugly, Danielle.
Oh, it's so sad, too, because I think Canadians just love their CFL teams, love the fact that we've got such a unique game. And it's a really short season. For a lot of these guys, it's a part-time job, so they're not making huge money. And so I think most people are inclined to be on the side of the players. So I'm going to talk with Dave Rowe today, our resident sports expert, to see if we can understand some of the reasons that caused this dispute to get to this point. Because they're in the middle of a strike vote. I talked to him before I came on the air. They haven't really released the results of that yet. But Dave said he'd be very, very surprised if they didn't give a pretty large mandate to go on strike if talks end up breaking down. So we should probably brace ourselves for that. But when you look at the kind of earnings that these guys make, I mean, it is really in the order of a part-time job. I think the number I heard was an average of about $54,000 a year. So we're not talking about multi-million-dollar salaries and guys who are going to the wire so that $1 million player can get $1.5 million. I think that's one of the things that we have to put into context. We also know it's not as rich a league, and so there are some limitations on the owners. So we're just going to see if we can kind of chart an understanding of where the areas of dispute are and where the likely solutions are.
Of course, we'll be watching this closely here because Calgary's hosting the Grey Cup. Could this push back the season if a resolution is happening or not at all? Like, we don't know what's going to happen here.
Wouldn't that be something? I mean, you can't really afford to have too many games go down because of a strike because it is such a short season. There aren't very, very many games played at all. And so if you end up losing an entire season, I'd have to check with Dave to see whether or not that's precedented. Do then we get a do-over when they finally do come to an agreement? I hope it doesn't come to that. I mean, I think people are feeling like they need another team to be rooting for. I don't even know who to root for in the NHL finals anymore. I want to be rooting for the Stamps, darn it. So I'm rooting for them to come to some kind of agreement over the next couple of weeks.
You can help me with my hockey pool and root for the Sharks. That would help me out a little bit.
You know what? Done. I'm a Sharks fan all of a sudden. Good luck in this next round.
Thank you so much, Danielle. Danielle's show starts at 9:30 today on Global News Radio.